So in case you're wondering, remember we had to use this destroy user session path and all these long names. Can't we just override this and call it something easier? You can, and I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. If you open up your routes file right there, I can customize this by adding in underneath Devise for users. I'm going to actually add in some new routes that basically point to the other routes. So I'm going to add it, and it's going to say as user do, and let me put an end so that it kind of closes that out and everything inside is tabbed. I'm going to first create a get sign in path, which is a lot like we have at the bottom here. And I'm actually going to send this to Devise, that's the Devise controller, sessions, #new. So actually this is the sessions controller inside of Devise. The new action is where it's going to send it to. This is not something, this is something I had to look up to figure out how to do. If you actually search for Devise, customize sign-in path, you'll see some instructions for setting up the defaults, and this is where I learned how to do this stuff, basically, that I'm showing you. So that creates a sign-in path. We can also create a sign-out path, although it's not a get, it's a delete route. So delete sign-out, and that gets to Devise sessions destroy, which is the path you need for deleting. And then the final one is I'm going to do a get sign-up path, and that will send us to Devise registrations new. These are all controllers and controller actions that got created with Devise. And we haven't created our own yet, so it's not so clear what new destroy even mean. But what you can tell is if I do Rails routes now, that there's actually some new paths here. And note that they point to the same paths as the old one. So my sign in and my new user registration, or my sign up and my new user registration, both point to Devise registrations new. So that's where we got that from. So now I have new prefixes, which actually mean I can go back into my links and simplify this, and I can just call this my sign out path. I can call this my sign up path, and I can call this my sign in path. And I'm doing these without underscores, just because that's how I created them. Oops, didn't mean to drag that. If you added an underscore, you'd have to put that in the path as well, which I didn't do. And by the way, paths don't really work well with hyphens in them, so in Rails just work with underscores. And now that I've made these changes, if I refresh this page, these will still work. But actually now, notice that the URL here is different. Now it's called /signin instead of /users, sign up or so on and so forth. Okay, so I've just customized the routes, and then next up, I'll show you how you can actually customize these pages so they look better. Then we'll get it up on Heroku.